I thought from the very beginning, we allowed Indiana to become very comfortable offensively, to the tune of knocking down comfort shots, shooting a high percentage. And then once you get to that point, you find the courage to take shots you don't normally take. And they showed why they're the #1 3-point shooting team in the league. I think they shot 57%. They shot 58, but they were 10 for 20 from threes, and I thought they did a better job of attacking us, making us commit those 18 fouls and shoot 20 free throws. So the comfort came early, and we never quite offered any resistance, and they made plays and shots that kept them with the momentum throughout. Yes.
Coach, obviously defense was an issue throughout the season. I know it's too early, but looking forward, what changes can we expect to see to shore up the defense?
Well, I think it starts with me in terms of emphasizing it more, demanding more, and then carrying that to individual players in terms of it starts on the ball. A lot of people like to talk about the end result, but it starts with that one-on-one matchup, obviously until those screen is initiated. And then it's the connectivity part. But even after all that, we're all going to guard the same actions, run the same actions. You're going to get into a situation where you're closing out on a player, and it becomes the basic fundamentals of basketball. Close out, help the helper recover.
Coach,
Yes.
I noticed that early on, the people were hitting a lot of outside shots. I believe they hit 5 of their first 8 on the 18 feet and beyond. There were some cases where catching was wrong, particularly in the second half.
Right.
Did you notice that with your defensive rotation? And what was your assessment?
Yeah, I don't want to get technical, but I will for 1 second. I think I spoke to Patricia at the half. We chart dribble penetrations, and if you don't keep that initial man in front of you, and then the help comes, and then you have to recover really deep, and they hit some of those shots. I think in the first half they were actually 6 for 8. So people get comfortable and shots are less contested. So it gets back to you don't want to get in rotation, especially just on the closeout. But they got us in rotation, and even when we got there, they hit tough shots.
How do you also put in the locker room? How does it with the players?
He's in the mood.
With how, yeah.
I can give you a lot of adjectives. I mean, obviously, disappointment, and we talk about this all the time, and disappointment is real because the expectations are high. These are high, quality players, people that came together, a bunch of new pieces, and I told them, make me believe, and despite the sting and the disappointment and the nausea and the headache, and all that, one of my most enjoyable years at 24 to watch the growth of individual players, of an organization, of moving pieces coming in and impacting things. And sometimes you lose sight of that, and I'm putting it out there because it's real. I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything, but we're sick, pissed, disappointed, all those things. Pick one of 100, and I would guess that they feel the same way.
Obviously, Elena takes a lot on her shoulders, and she came out tonight, doing everything she could. I mean, did you want her not to feel like that, though, that she had to make up for maybe not as much scoring the first few minutes?
Well, it's not really about that. You guys zero in on one stat. We look at the big picture. We still scored 82 points last time when Elena scored, a couple of baskets. The reason it was 40 for her is because you put another person on the court. She's out there with Cappy and Allie and Bree, and they're spacing, so they can't, they don't want to leave the other. So, which that's a nice place to start. But Elena took what was given to her. It wasn't a quick double team. It was different things. You got Cappy with the ball. They don't want to leave it. So it's one of those. I mean, I think what has been the growth of Elena is that She took 9 shots last game because the double team came quick. She trusted her teammates, she gave it up. It just happened to be that they wanted to break the rhythm. Didn't quite happen, but we didn't marry that with stops. I mean, you don't win a playoff game in regulation giving up 100 points.
Look, if you can look at the series with Indiana as a whole,
Say it again?
if you can look at the series with Indiana as a whole, you have 4 games during the regular season, you swept them, you won the first game, but then these last 2 games, what was the biggest change you think that they've made over the course of playing you these 7 times?
Because, I don't remember the first 4. I don't mean it in a bad way. It was like August 4th. It seems like 2 seasons ago. I think it wasn't necessarily a change. They had their entire roster. Like, I don't think that was one of 4 games where everyone was there. Catching was suspended for 1, hurt, Ellis out, somebody with a hand, maybe with a knee. So I think that's one thing. So you find comfort, confidence with, Larkins was hurt. They had all their pieces, and they were able to play the way they wanted to play with a little bit of pace, and we never slowed them down.
Elena mentioned earlier about what you did about the growth of the team, that you keyed in on leadership. What would you say that maybe a game like this, just, I know you may not look at it till maybe some time from now, but what would you say a game like this would teach them about leadership, and she's focused in on how much she's learned this year?
That's a tough, it's not just about the game. It's about the process of the entire season, the entire body of work. That leadership stuff comes out so much during the game, and it's not just Lena. It's the cappy, right? She's in the game, on the bench, concussion or not. It's before I get to the huddle. I think that's just an ongoing process, So I think as a whole, I'm glad that she talks about it, because it's something that she can take into the off season, because I know you guys heard how much Cappy impacted that leadership, and I think that the next level of leadership is stepping outside yourself and then be whatever type leader you need, in terms of if it's patting somebody on the back or poking them in the chest or clapping or slapping. There's different ways and methods, so I think a lot of that was learned as well.
Tamika's, minutes have gone down and she's gotten older, but a night like tonight, when everything's on the line, do you see why she's the player that she is, even at 36?
Yeah, one of the greats, all-star type player. And it's one of those things where that's why she gets the accolades. She has an ability to bring her team up and give them confidence in areas that aren't necessarily the pretty areas, the loose balls, the diving on the floor to get to the free throw line that impacts a team, it impacts a game, it impacts a season.